শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
How do you like?
As you say, Guru Maharaj.
How many verses?
How many verses? How many verses? So I'll read this as is final. Bhavapavargo brahmato yada bhavesh janasya tarhachyuta sat samagamaha sat sangamo yarhi tadaiva sat gato paravareshe tvai jayate ratihi. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person.
Next.
Might hurt yourself. When a person wandering throughout the universe becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees and the Lord of the universe. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.51.53.
This tells the importance of meeting devotee.
So this tells the importance of meeting the devotees.
By associating with devotees, sadhu sangha,
By associating with devotees, sadhu sangha,
one is able to awaken the dormant love for Godhead.
One is able to awaken the dormant love of Godhead. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.85.
সৎসঙ্গই পরম ধন। শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের একাদশ স্কন্ধের 2য় অধ্যায়ের 30 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে,
Ata atyantikam kshemam prichamo bhavato anagaha samsaresmin kshanardopi satsanga sevadhir nirnam. O devotees, O you who are free from all sins, let me inquire from you about that which is supremely auspicious for all living entities. Association with a pure devotee for even half a moment in this material world is the greatest treasure for human society. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.30.
Yet, associating with topmost devotee
Again, associating with the topmost devotees
is so important.
is so important.
It can give one the highest treasure of life.
It can give one the highest treasure of life. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.86. It's raining, so nobody is there.
Huh?
It is raining, so nobody is there. Also, okay. Anyway.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের 3য় স্কন্ধের 25 অধ্যায়ের 25 নম্বর শ্লোক।
Sata prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karna rasayana kataha tajjoshanat asav apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhakti anukamishyati. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course of time, due course develops into attraction and devotion. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.25. For an explanation, see Adi Leela 1.16.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
made the International Society for Krishna Consciousness,
made the International Society for Krishna Consciousness,
and that devotees like-minded could associate with each other
the devotees who are light-minded could associate with each other
and discuss topics of Krishna consciousness.
and discuss topics about Krishna consciousness. Sorry, Guru Maharaj. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.87.
বৈষ্ণবের আচার ও অবৈষ্ণব নির্দেশ অসৎ সঙ্গ ত্যাগেই বৈষ্ণব আচার স্ত্রী সঙ্গী এক অসাধু কৃষ্ণ অভক্ত আর
A Vaishnava should always avoid the association of ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnava should also avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna.
So, what has a mood of enjoying material energy,
If one has the mood of enjoying the material energy,
that association is bad for a devotee to progress.
that association is bad for a devotee to progress.
We should seek the association of pure devotees and associate with them.
We should seek association of pure devotees and associate with them. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.88 to 90.
যোশিত সঙ্গ ও যোশিত সঙ্গীর সঙ্গের ভয়াবহ পরিণাম শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের তৃতীয় স্কন্ধের 31 নম্বর অধ্যায়ের 33 থেকে 35 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
Okay. Satyam Saucham Daya Maunam Buddhir Hri Shri Yashak Shama Samodama Bakas Cheti Yat Sangat Yati Shankshayam Teshau Ashanteshu Mudeshu Kanditat Mashvatsadushu Sangam Na Kuryacho Cheshu Yoshit Krida Mrigeshu Cha Na Tatasya Bhaven Moho Bandaschanya Prasangataha Yoshit Sangayata Pumso Yata Tat Sangi Sangataha. By association with worldly people, one becomes devoid of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, spiritual intelligence, shyness, austerity, fame, forgiveness, control of mind, control of the senses, fortune, and all opportunities. One should not at any time associate with the coarse a fool who is bereft of the knowledge of self-realization and who is no more than a toy animal in the hands of a woman. The illusion and bondage that accrue to a man from attachment to any other object are not complete as that resulting from association with a woman or with a man too much attached to woman. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. These verses quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.31.33 to 35 were spoken by Kapil Dev, an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to his mother. Herein Kapil Dev discussed the pious and impious activities and the symptoms of those who are devoid of devotional service to Krishna. Generally, people do not know about the miserable conditions within the womb of a mother in any species of life. Due to bad association, one gradually falls into lower species. Association with women is greatly stressed in this regard. When one becomes attached to women or to those who are attached to women, one falls into the lower species of life, falls down into the lower species of life.
Srila mentioned that our female devotees and Krishna consciousness
Srila Prabhupada mentioned that our female devotees in Krishna consciousness
are not ordinary women.
are not ordinary women.
By their association, one is inspired to take up Krishna consciousness.
By their association, one is inspired to take up Krishna consciousness.
So this is simply talking about ordinary women who are simply not devotees.
This is especially talking about ordinary women who are simply not devotees. The living entity, Guru Maharaj, this is the continuation of the purport. The living entity in the material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. Bhagavad Gita 13:22. According to the Vedic civilization, one's association with women should be very much restricted. In spiritual life, there are 4 ashramas: Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. The Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi are completely forbidden to associate with women. Only Grahasthas are allowed to associate with women under certain very much restricted condition. That is, one associate with women to propagate nice children. Other reasons for association are condemned.
Prabhupada's Grihastha devotees, husband and wife,
Prabhupada's Grihastha devotees, husband and wife,
they did many wonderful preaching
they did many wonderful preaching
in different countries.
in different countries.
So Prabhupada was very grateful that the Grihasthas did so much preaching.
Prabhupada was very grateful that the Grihasthas did so much preaching.
Previously, only sannyasis or renounced people are doing preaching.
Previously, only sannyasis, renounced people would do preaching.
But here, he found many of his Grihastha devotees
Here we find many of his Grihastha devotees
did wonderful preaching.
did wonderful preaching. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.91.
হরিবিমুখ সঙ্গের প্রতি ভক্তের মনোভাব কার্তায়ন সংহিতায় বচন
Varamhuta vahajwala prajarantar vyavastitihi nashauri chinta vimukha jana samvasa vaishasam. It is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is a very great hardship. Purport: this is a quotation from the Katyayana Samhita,
Associating with people who have no interest in Krishna consciousness is very degrading.
associating with people, those who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, is very degrading.
For a devotee, it's a very difficult situation.
For a devotee, it's a very difficult situation. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.92.
বিষ্ণু ভক্তিহীনের প্রতি ব্যবহার বিধি গোস্বামী পাদোক্তি
Madrikshihi kshina punyan kvachit api bhagavat bhakti hinan manushyan. One should not even see those who are bereft of devotional service in Krishna consciousness and who are therefore devoid of pious activities.
Seeing or associating with people who are bereft our Krishna consciousness
Being or associating with people who are bereft of Krishna consciousness
is a negative influence on one's progress in spiritual life.
is a dangerous influence in one's progress in spiritual life. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.93.
পরমহংস বা নিষ্কিঞ্চন বৈষ্ণবের আচরণ এত সব ছাড়িয়ার বর্ণাশ্রম ধর্ম অকিঞ্চন হইয়া লয় কৃষ্ণৈক শরণ।
Without hesitation, one should take exclusive shelter of Lord Krishna with full confidence, giving up bad association and even neglecting the regulatory principles of the four varnas and four ashramas. That is to say, one should abandon all material attachment.
The 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita,
In the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita,
Krishna says
one
should take full shelter of him,
one should take full shelter of him,
giving up all other principles.
Giving up all other principles. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.94.
শ্রীমদ্ ভগবদ গীতায় সর্বধর্মান পরিত্যজ্য মামেকং শরণং ব্রজ
aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. After giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter, I shall give you protection from all of life's sinful reaction. Do not worry. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita 18.66, spoken by Lord Krishna. For an explanation, refer to Madhya Leela 8.63.
Here, Krishna tells to take complete shelter of him.
So here Krishna tells to take complete shelter of him.
He'll give all protection.
He will give all protection
from sinful reactions.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.95.
কৃষ্ণই একমাত্র ভজনীয় বস্তু, ভক্তবৎসল কৃতজ্ঞ সমর্থ বদান্য, হেন কৃষ্ণ ছাড়ি পণ্ডিত নাহি ভজে অন্য।
Lord Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always very grateful and magnanimous and possesses all ability. A learned man does not give up Krishna to worship anyone else. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, an intelligent person gives up the company of those who are attached to women and bereft of Krishna consciousness. One should be free from all kinds of material attachment and should take full shelter under the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always grateful and he never forgets the service of a devotee. He is also completely opulent and all-powerful. Why then should one take shelter of a demigod and leave Lord Krishna's shelter? One worship a demigod and leaves Krishna, he must consider the lowest fool.
We can understand that demigods are also devotees of Lord Krishna.
So we should understand that demigods are also the devotees of Lord Krishna.
And that consciousness, they should be respected.
In that consciousness, they should be respected.
But as far as taking shelter, we should only take shelter of Krishna himself.
But of course, of taking shelter, one should take only the shelter of Lord Krishna himself. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.96.
আত্মপ্রদ সর্বাত্মা কৃষ্ণ। শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতের দশম স্কন্ধের 48 নম্বর অধ্যায়ের 26 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে,
Kaf pandita tat aparam sharanam samiyat bhakta priyal ritagira suhrida kritaknyat sarvan dadati suhrido bhajato abhikaman atmanam api upachaya pachayo nayasya. My dear Lord, you are very affectionate to your devotees. You are also a truthful and grateful friend. Where is that learned man who would give up you and surrender to someone else? You fulfill all the desires of your devotees, so much so that sometimes you even give yourself to them. Still, you neither increase nor decrease by such activity. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.48.26.
In the material world, we end up serving so many other personalities.
In the material world, we end up serving so many other personalities.
So since we have to engage in serving others,
Since we have to engage in serving others,
better to serve Krishna, who's the reservoir of all good qualities,
better to serve Krishna, who's the reservoir of all good qualities,
not give up his service for anyone else.
and not to give up his service for anyone else. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.97.
উদ্ধবই অনন্য কৃষ্ণ ভজনের প্রমাণ। বিজ্ঞজনের হয় যদি কৃষ্ণ গুণগান, অন্য তেজি ভজে তাতে উদ্ধব প্রমাণ।
Whenever an experienced person develops real knowledge of Krishna and his transcendental qualities, he naturally gives up all other engagements and renders service to the Lord. Uddhava gives evidence concerning this.
So we should serve Krishna, all the example of great devotees like Uddhava.
So we should serve Krishna following the great examples of devotees like Uddhava.
Thus, as the greatest friend, well-wisher, and benedictor of the devotees.
Thus, he is the greatest friend, well-wisher, and benedictor of the devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.98.
কৃষ্ণ দয়ার সাগর, তা শ্রীমদ ভাগবতের তৃতীয় স্কন্ধের 2 নম্বর অধ্যায়ের 23 নম্বর শ্লোকে রয়েছে।
Oh, how wonderful it is! Putana, the sister of Bakasura, wanted to kill Krishna by smearing deadly poison on her breast and having Krishna take it. Nonetheless, Krishna accepted her as his mother, and thus she attained the destination befitting Krishna's mother. Of whom should I take shelter but Krishna, who's most merciful? Purport: this is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.2.23.
So, when this pastime was presented to Pundarik Premanidhi,
So this pastime was presented to Pundarik Premanidhi.
he became ecstatic,
He became ecstatic,
remembering how wonderful Krishna was.
remembering how wonderful Krishna was.
Here, Putana was a serial killer
Here Putana was a serial killer
because she gave her breast to Krishna,
because she gave her breast to Krishna,
and that she admired that such a wonderful baby,
that she admired that he was such a wonderful baby,
If I had a baby, I would like one like this.
If I would have a baby, I would like to have one like this.
So then I have to kill him.
Too bad that I have to kill him.
Then Krishna took her right there
But then Krishna took her life hair
and elevated her as mother in the spiritual world.
and elevated her as his mother in the spiritual world.
How we can find anyone so merciful as Krishna.
How we can find anyone so merciful as Krishna? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 22.99.
পরমহংস বা বৈষ্ণবই কৃষ্ণের সমর্পিত আত্মা। শরণাগতের অকিঞ্চনের একই লক্ষণ, তার মধ্যে প্রবেশ হয়ে আত্মসমর্পণ।
There are two kinds of devotees, those who are fully satiated and free from all material desires, and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Their qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet are qualified with another transcendental quality, Atma Samarpan. Full surrender without reservation.
We should surrender fully to Lord Krishna's lotus feet.
We should surrender fully to Lord Krishna's lotus feet.
Will we find anyone as merciful as him?
Who will find anyone as merciful as him? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 22.100.
ছয় প্রকার শরণাগতি হরিভক্তি বিলাসের একাদশ স্কন্ধের 417 নম্বর শ্লোকে ধৃত বৈষ্ণব তন্ত্র বাক্যতে রয়েছে
Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshasyatiti vishwaso gotritve varanam tatha atma nikshepa karpanne sadvida sharanagatihi. The six divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service and rejection of unfavorable things. The conviction that Krishna will give protection, the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, full self-surrender and humility. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who is fully surrendered is qualified with the six following characteristics. The devotee has to accept everything that is favorable for rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. He must reject everything unfavorable to the Lord's service. This is also called renunciation. A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can actually give one protection, and being firmly convinced of this is called faith. This is called faith. This kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit the cessation of repeated birth and death. A devotee wants to remain always in the Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotee and gives him all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. The devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should depend only on Krishna, considering him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the three worlds, he has no other protector or maintainer other than Krishna. Self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. The devotee is completely dependent on Krishna, and he acts and thinks as Krishna desires. The devotee is meek and humble. Lord Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Situated in everyone's heart, Krishna deals differently according to the living entity's position. The living entity's position is to be under the protection of the illusory energy or Krishna's personal protection. When a living entity is fully surrendered, he is under the direct protection of Krishna, and Krishna gives him all intelligence by which he can advance in spiritual realization. The non-devotee, however, being under the protection of the illusory energy, increasingly forgets his relationship with Krishna. Sometimes it is asked how Krishna causes one to forget. Krishna personally causes his devotee to forget material activities. Although through the agency of Maya, Krishna causes the non-devotees to forget his devotional service to the Lord. This is called apohana.
So we should follow these 6 kinds of surrender.
So we should follow the 6 kinds of surrender.
Anything that is favorable to Krishna consciousness
Anything that favorable to Krishna consciousness
should not be given up.
should not be given up.
But those things which are unfavorable should be given up.
Those things which are unfavorable should be given up.
Like this, you follow the 6 steps of surrender.
Like this, we follow the 6 steps of surrender. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.101.
শরণাগতের আচরণ হরিভক্তি বিলাসের একাদশ স্কন্ধ 4th অধ্যায়ের 18 নম্বরে ধৃত বৈষ্ণব তন্ত্র বাক্যে রয়েছে
Tavasmiti vadan vacha tataiva manasa vidan tatsthanam asritastanva modate sharanagataha. One whose body is fully surrendered takes shelter at the holy place where Krishna had his pastimes, and he prays to the Lord, "My Lord, I am yours." Understanding this with his mind, he enjoys spiritual bliss. Purport: these last 2 verses appears in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa 11.417 to 18.
So this gives the way that we should pray to Krishna,
So this gives the way that we should pray to Krishna,
surrendering ourselves to Him,
surrendering ourselves to him,
and thus we can experience spiritual bliss.
thus we can experience spiritual bliss. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.102.
বৈষ্ণব কৃষ্ণ অভিন্ন শরণ লইয়া করে কৃষ্ণে আত্মসমর্পণ কৃষ্ণ তারে করে তৎকালে আত্মসম.
When a devotee thus fully surrenders onto Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna accepts him as one of his confidential associates.
And sometimes the devotees are asking how to get the acceptance of Krishna as one of his associates.
So these devotees are asking how to get the acceptance of Krishna as one of his associates.
If we follow this process of Saranagati,
If we follow this process of Sharanagati,
of surrender to Krishna,
of surrender to Krishna,
and we can be accepted as his confidential associate.
then we can be accepted as his confidential associate. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.103.
কৃষ্ণের ন্যায় বৈষ্ণব ও সচ্চিদানন্দময় শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতে 11 স্কন্ধের 29 অধ্যায় 32 নং শ্লোক।
Martyo yada tyakta samasta karma niveditaatma vichikrishito me tadamritatvam pratipadyayamano mano mayatma bhuyaya yacha kalpate vai. The living entity who is subjected to birth and death attains immortality when he gives up all material activities, dedicates his life to the execution of my order, and acts according to my directions. In this way, he becomes fit to enjoy the spiritual bliss derived from exchanging loving mellows with me. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.29.34. Krishna was advising his most confidential servant Uddhava about Sambandha, Abhidhaya and Prayojan. This concern wants relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the activities of that relationship as well as the perfection of life. The Lord also described the characteristics of confidential devotees.
So devotional service and exchanging loving mellows
So devotional service and exchanging loving mellows
with the Supreme Personality of Godhead
with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
is a great science.
It's a great science.
And Lord Chaitanya has instructed Sanatana Goswami
Lord Chaitanya has instructed Sanatana Goswami
about the behavior of pure Vaiṣṇava.
about the behavior of a pure Vaishnava. Thus ends the chapter entitled Vaiṣṇava Ācāra under the section The Process of Devotional Service.
Announcement. Announcement. Dear devotees, Guru Maharaj's virtual table welcomes you. Today's quote from
Welcome!
Welcome. Srila Prabhupada's quote. He wrote to Rameshwara on February 14, 1973. Through the distribution of this literature, we can completely annihilate all the bogus yogi group in the world. Of this fact, I am sure. Therefore, there is no need for us to directly attack these charlatans. But simply by this distribution of books, the sunlight of Krishna consciousness will prevail. Jai Srila Prabhupada. You can also pledge through Guru Maharaj's virtual table for our worldwide commitment to distribute 2,500,000 Bhagavad Gita as part of the book marathon this year.
Jai!
As you all know, our Guru Maharaj is contributing to this through his virtual table. Thank you one and all individually and collectively as families, Bhakti Vriksha groups, JSSS, youth forums, Namahata, etc. for your assisting Guru Maharaj in the most wonderful and important service of Srila Prabhupada.
Jai!
Keep up your enthusiastic participation that encourage others as you are an exemplary example in this all auspicious book distribution marathon. Today, the following devotees have helped Guru Maharaj in the book distribution. The pledged and being realized from Kasadesh, two sisters, Narayani Devidasi and Chaitya Guru Devidasi, every day to Gita up to Gita Jayanti. Prahlad Krishna Das every day to Gita up to December 17. Seshapati Govinda Das from USA, 1 Bhagavad Gita and 5 small book up to 14 December. Jyoti Dharma Chaitanya Das 2 Bhagavad Gita every day up to December 31. Gauranga Kuti Bhakti Vriksha, Detroit, Michigan, USA, Dina Pavana Gauranga Das and Ananda Vilas Das 4 Bhagavad Gita and 4 small book until Mokshada Ekadasi. Inspired by them, 2 more today started, Sandeep Shah and Sampa Sarkar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, 1 small book every day until Mokshada Ekadasi. Biswajit and Pushpo Devnath, 1 Bhagavad Gita and 1 small book every day until Mokshada Ekadasi. Also we have Rasanath Govinda Das, Warangal, Telangana State, daily 5 small book for the month of December. Now, from Bogabanda department in Mayapur, we have Ravindra Kumar Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Tapas Kumar Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Hrishikesh Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Asit Kumar Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Amit Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Shishtital Saha, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Malai Roy, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Pradita Sarkar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Pallab Sarkar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, and Mini Ghosh, 1 Bhagavad Gita. Jai! And from Gauranga Kuti Bhakti Vriksha again, Detroit, Michigan, USA, we have Pramit Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Niranjana Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Arati Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Pranay Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Sujata Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Nirjhar Kanti Mitra, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Manasi Mitra, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Pramit Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Pratyusha Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Niranjana Majumdar, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Chanchal and Ratna Devnath, 5 Bhagavad Gita and 5 small books. Aditya Rati from Madhya Pradesh, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Dr. Vidyut Kumar Roy from Tamil Nadu, 108 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Dr. Tarakeshwar Vishwas from New Delhi, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Breshan Kumar Rai from Kerala, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Mantesh Gauranga Das from Baroda, 55 small books. Chaya Balaji and Dhruva from USA, 108 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Mahesh Rodharaya and team from Chennai, 108 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Vinita Chandarvika Devidasi from USA, 11 Bhagavad Gita and 11 small book. Satyam Nayak from Bangalore, 21 Bhagavad Gita. Pranapriya Radhika Devidasi from Bangalore, 5 Bhagavad Gita. Ranjit Basu from Pune, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Prabhir Datta and Nilima Datta from Bangladesh, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Srikanta Das from Puri, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Jai. Tushar Devnath from Tirupura, 11 Bhagavad Gita. Shyamal Samantha from Mumbai, 51 Bhagavad Gita. Surya Mani Chapair from Kolkata, 12 Bhagavad Gita. Yashoda Padma Devidasi and Wu Gui Lan, Guan Kang, late Gao Hua Tao, and late Wang Feng Zhen, 2 Bhagavad Gitas. Jai. Kamalamurti Devidasi, 10 Bhagavad Gita. Wang Land Yui Mataji from Bangladesh sponsored 10 days Sarva Vigna Vinashana Puja Tulsi Archan and Deepdan plate for Guru Maharaj health. These devotees helped Guru Maharaj in distributing 559 Mahabir books and 87 small books, today making it a total of 646 transcendental books. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. These devotees get a special Narasimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham, Mayapur. All of you devotees also bless them by calling out after me, Nithai Gauranga. Please share this wonderful message of taking part in the busting of Guru Maharaj's virtual table to others. Let them take the pleasure, even if it's a single Bhagavad Gita or just a few small books. Please know that virtual table is looking forward to receive your WhatsApp message 24 hours both day and night at +91 94 34 76 04 02. Please stay safe and stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class at 7:30 p.m. Thank you for your daily prayers with us. Please join us in offering our deep prayers continuously from Mayapur for Ananda Krishna Mataji, Dayaram Prabhu, Sevata Mataji, tumor, waiting for surgery, Kshenia Dhogaya Mayaji, Paulina Mayaji, and Krishna Premika Radha Devidasi, Mayapur COVID, Maya Zuravela, Zuravleva, cancer, Maria Bashkina, health problem from Russia. So that if it pleases to Lord Krishna to protect these devotees and devotees all over the world who are affected by Corona and its variant. And of course, our prayers include for all those who are celebrating anniversaries today. And for those who are newly gets introduced in Zoom home visits, for their well-being and blissful Krishna consciousness. Let's pray together. And also please add Jananivas Prabhu in our prayers, and because he's admitted. And let's all together pray. Chant along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.
Yesterday was the puja of His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
Yesterday was the Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
Jai.
Let's chant again.
Let's chant again to
Hare
pray for Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Pranapriya Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna, happy birthday. Guru Maharaj is giving you his birthday blessings.
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Hari Bol, Radha Krishna Matirastu. Today is Balavrinda's birthday. She attends the classes practically every day and she's reading Bhagavad Gita, I think so. Guru Maharaj is giving her his birthday blessings.
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Everyone.
For everyone. Offerings, cake, pizza. Apro? Okay, anyway. I love you, Guru Maharaj. Balavrinda, cupcake and veg rice. Hari Bol. Okay. Scarf, hat scarf for Maharaj. She is from Russia. Guru Maharaj Bogoslavliatvas. Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Praying, please pray for her children also, Guru Maharaj.
Hello.
Hari Bol. Mamta Mataji, thank you for the key. Happy birthday. Guru Maharaj is giving you his birthday blessings. Krishna
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu. Jai Guru Maharaj ki jai. Mamta. Rita Mondol, Hare Krishna, Shubho Janmodin, Guru Maharaj apnake Ashirwad dichen. Shubho Janmodin, Krishna Matirastu, Radha Krishna Mati. Oh, you know English. Okay. Please accept my most respectful obeisances unto your divine lotus. Please bless me so that I can make progress in my spiritual life. Rasmalai cake. Wow, Rasmalai cake. French fries, aloo bhaja, fried rice, and veg Manchurian. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Matyastu.
Krishna Matirastu. Leela Priya Rohini then? Hare Krishna, Satya Dharma Prabhu and Keshri Mataji from KKD, Chennai, newly married. Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Thank you very much for joining. Krishna Matirastu. Rasarnava Govinda Prabhu and Parimila Mataji from Chennai. Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. They are newly
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Radha Krishna, they are also newly married. Guru Maharaj, blessings to all of you. Okay. Bhadra Balram Prabhu's brother's daughter, son-in-law. What is their name? Dhruva and Mridhang. Okay.
Krishna Matyastu.
Krishna Matirastu. Who is Bhadra Balram Prabhu's son?
Not son, brother.
Oh, brother.
He is.
Okay. Then who are they?
Mataji is Prabhu's daughter.
Okay.
He is son-in-law.
Okay.
Here is one more Mataji. He is also
His daughter.
no, Prabhu's daughter.
Prabhu's daughter. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Kencho. Okay, Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu. Okay, we are waiting for all of you from Surat to Mayapur Dham. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, Prithu Prabhu, your godbrother, and your disciple Shiva Palaka Nitai. Hare Krishna, Shiva Palak Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Happy birthday. He's serving in Vrindavan, ISKCON Vrindavan, Guru Maharaj, in the Brahmachari Ashram as a youth preacher. So he's requesting for your blessings, Guru Maharaj.
Krishna Matyastu.
Krishna Matirastu. Jai Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam Jai Shri Krishna Balram ki Jai. Okay. Ashish, Urvashi, Piju, Ishwari, thank you for the naan and tadka. Hari Bol.
Radha Krishna Matyastu.
Birthday of Ankita Roy, Uttar Dinajpur, Kalagach. Guru Maharaj is blessing. 1 minute. Picture. Okay. Bharati Revati Mataji. You know, I know. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. How is Prabhuji? Guru Maharaj's blessing.
Krishna Matirastu.
You want to speak for 2 minutes?
No,
No, she's just saying she wants to. Husband is not feeling it. Please unmute.
you get message.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept Guru Maharaj. Nilambar Prabhu's had a second stent done. He's comfortable, he's fine, but it's taking a long time to recover.
Mataji, please speak now. We couldn't hear you.
Okay. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Nilambar Prabhu had his second stent put in a few days back, and he's recovering. He's okay, but it's just taking a long time to recover. Thank you for your mercy and blessings.
Haribol. Guru Maharaj is praying for him daily. Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu. Dina Shrestha Mataji, thank you for the Mahaprasadam fruit. Krishna Matirastu. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Hema Haladini Mataji, how are you doing? Good? Okay. Guru Maharaj is praying for you daily. Okay. Hema Haladini Mataji, thank you very much for joining. Krishna Matirastu. Vijay Vrajalakshmi Mataji, thank you for the Puri. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Meeta Mataji, Hare Krishna. Where is Siddhi? Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Krishna Matirastu. Aparna Topaji Rushang, thank you for the chapati and curry. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Aryan Sai Manjula, blessings to all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Haribol. Ishani Madhavi, Prem Prakash Gaur Prabhu, Aradhya. I think the neighbor is there. Sambar rice, begun sabji, and mango. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Krishna Matirastu. Jaitra Shia from UK. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Haribol. Ramananda Jeevan Gaur Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Haribol. Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Haribol. Second time special blessings. Rati Raja Gauranga Das, Prema Shakti Vishnu Priya Mataji, Tanige Velu, and Adi. Hare Krishna. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க எல்லாரும்? Good. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Satya Dharma Das, Keshavi Mataji, second time special blessings.
Turn on my video.
Switched on, Guru Maharaj. Sadhvi Gaurangi, Vrinda and Gaurangi, thank you for the avocado. Krishna Matirastu. Sudarshana Brajesh Prabhu and Vineet, thank you for the wonderful offering. Krishna Matirastu. Sukhdev Arya Prabhu and Rejo, Hare Krishna, Haribol. Blessings for Nirmaya as well, Hare Krishna. Anuradha Achut Priya Mataji, Rasaraja Nrsimha Prabhu, Devika Dishika. Wow, dosa with what? Chutney. Tenka chutney, wow, Hare Krishna. Supriya Janava Mataji, Haribol. Parents are sending every day wonderful prasadam for the servants. Thank you very much for the wonderful service. Krishna Matirastu. Mukha Madhavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Avijit Datta from Cambridge, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Prabhu, Krishna Matirastu. What is his name? Raj Prabhu, please switch on your video. Hare Krishna. Parameshwari Pavitra Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Shanti Priya Janaki Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Jigna Chauhan Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Okay. Next is.
Thank you for banana.
Okay, thank you for the banana. Malia Raj Krishna Yashasvi from UK. Thank you for the persimmons. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Our is not there. Jamneshwari. Blessings to all. Krishna Matirastu. Soundri Mataji, thank you for the, I don't know what is that. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Chiku, Krishna Matirastu, Hari Bol, Sapota. Lalitangi Mataji, Hare Krishna. So today the offering is very more attractive than the writing. More Kolambu, Vendakai, Dal and rice. Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for bringing Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada live on Facebook. Thank you, Gopati Prabhu, for making home visits. Okay. Narendra Gagam Shetty Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Sevananda Chaitanya Prabhu, Radha Kirshor Gopinath Darshan. Hari Bol, Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bol. Wow, Radha Kirshor Gopinath ki jai. Yes. Hari Bol. We missed Jagannath. Induleka Prema Mai Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Harini, thank you for the strawberry cake, vada, white pumpkin halwa. Krishna Matirastu. Kripa Mai Govinda Prabhu from Europe, from Slovenia. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Sharanagata Yashoda Mataji Haribol. Today we spoke about Sharanagati. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Okay, Vijay Prabhu, thank you for the khichdi, raita, cheese roti, and sweet oatmeal. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Yashoda Damodar. EU. Shama Nandini Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Aishwarya Tulasi Mataji, thank you for the elements. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Vallabi Mataji, please switch on your video. What's this? So those devotees from UK, Canada, and Europe, please raise your hands, those who didn't get darshan. Shiromani Leela and Damini from Netherlands, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bhagavad Gita Jata Roop, Hare Krishna. Okay. Sevananda Chaitanya Prabhu, Jagannath Darshan from Toronto, Hari Bol. Next, we should arrange darshan from Montreal for you, Guru Maharaj. Naveen Kumar Ramaswamy, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna. Bhavana Raghu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Where is Modhu? Where is Madhur Nitai? Oh, Hari Bol. Madhur Nitai. Okay, Malik Veena. Nimai Dosa Peanut Chutney. Hari Bol. Krishna Matirastu. Aravinda Krishna Prabhu. Okay. Jai Jagannath Bali Subhadra Gaur Nitai Panchatattva ki Jai. Okay, what they have? Rice, sodi, and ginger tea, I think so. Okay, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessed. Ginger chutney. Okay. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Santushta Sachi Sutta Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bol. Okay. Gallery view darshan. Bhavana Chavan Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Dandavad Pranam. From tomorrow, starting Bhakti Vriksha class, please kindly bless us. Guru Maharaj, my husband is chanting 10 rounds, trying to increase. Okay. Please bless him. Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishna Matirastu. Okay. Okay. Okay, blessings for Dhruva. Okay, the second time. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Gallery view.
Sister Balaram.
What's that?
Sister Balaram. Sister Balaram.
Sister of Bhadra Balram Singh. What is her name? Asked for her.
Oh, that she was.
She was there. Sister of Bhadra Balram. She was. Okay. Bhadra Balram's sister is there.
Sister.
Okay.
The two ladies.
Two more. No, that is the daughters.
The older one.
The older one. The elder daughter, I think so. Okay. Hari Bol. Go, then I'll find.
Hold on.
Yeah. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu be patitanam pavanebhyo Vaiṣṇavebhyo namo namaha. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Jai. See you all tomorrow. Lalita Madhav Premi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, Mataji. Blessing for you and Prabhuji. Krishna Matiras.